Hello and welcome to another episode of Blunders and Bothwellians, the Wounded Witch edition. This is the Sunday party, back once again in the middle of the ocean doing some crazy things on board a ship. Well, maybe not that crazy, who knows. This is episode 37 and the company have found themselves on a ship that is headed down to Trevice from Amley, where they have just set sail. Unfortunately, however, they had an interesting time on board the ship. They sort of befriended, sort of irritated some prisoners down in the hold, and they have also discovered that there is a massive magical hurricane coming sweeping towards them. They are very, very, very wary of this, and it seems to have some white wings fluttering within it. Who knows what could have caused this terrifying hurricane? And now we will join back to the party.
Himself.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
That was an...
It's all Belgarath's fault.
Okay, I was about to say the last note I have for the previous session is Belgarath and Airril arguing over who caused this giant hurricane to happen.
So I feel like I now have people on my side.
So yeah, we rejoin you guys back on the deck of the Princess. No, the Palace. Sorry, the Palace. It was going to be called the Princess, but I changed my mind. The Palace is the name of the ship. And there is a huge hurricane, and it is sweeping very fast towards you. A lassie, who is the captain, the gnome captain, she is up at the wheel, frantically steering it the opposite direction. No, you are not communally riding the princess. Down! Down, Varric! I mean, Airril. Goodness sake.
riding the princess? What?
Well, she changed the name of the ship because...
okay.
Because the ship... I believe you mentioned was originally going to be called the Princess and now is the Palace?
It was called the Palace last time. It is continuing to be called the Palace, but I looked at an old note and accidentally said Princess. I apologise.
Okay, it's a good thing we're not riding the princess then.
Yes, because that would entail all the jokes that are now happening anyway, so
yes.
Glad we avoided that.
You're welcome.
Oh dear. Hey, welcome back. So you guys are currently on the deck of the Palace, which is the name of the ship, which is being crewed by the gnome captain, Alassie. The huge magical hurricane with the wings in it is sweeping towards you. It's going in an exactly straight line, which is another way you could tell it was slightly magical. Whipping up the ocean waves around it. You can hear the storm clouds are gathering. And yes, the captain is a lassie, because she is a girl. God, my naming is brilliant. Totally accidental.
Rosie.
Yes.
Can I quickly try to look for something against angels in the book?
Sure you can.
In case.
Do an investigation check.
Oh no, not the investigation.
But you get advantage because you're, like, basically attuned to this book.
Okay, so I get advantage on investigating the book.
I feel personally called out by your attack on my NPCs in chat now.
Sorry, not sorry.
No, you're really not.
I am decidedly not.
Yeah.
See, this is the thing. I don't use randomizers for names. I just think of them. And as soon as I think of one, that's it. I can't change it. It fits in my head. That's the character. So, yeah.
It works.
Not to worry until we come across Laddie, the
The Scottish boy on a farm.
What's your name, lad? Laddie.
Laddie! Amanda! I get it. Okay, Cass.
He's taking the piss.
One day, this will all come back to haunt you. One day. Cass, you're flicking through the book. You find a lot that talks about hatred of angels, dislike of angels, distrust of angels.
Yes. How to deal with them.
How to deal with it. Unfortunately, there isn't quite a how-to guide. There is a lot of... It's written quite bitterly in a case of, like, hasn't really been able to get an accurate read on how to completely destroy them. However, it does mention that Where am I? Here in my notes. It does say that they have resistances to quite a lot of magic, but not all of it. They say that necrotic damage and psychic damage can hit them, but a lot of the other magic won't work as well.
Yes, okay. So their weakness is necrotic and psychic damage.
Yes.
Is Kess saying that out loud?
Yes.
Nice. Luckily, I'm especially good at those.
Convenient, eh?
They are my bestest magics.
You got the best.
What was that?
You cut out a little bit, but I'm sure I got the meaning. But please say it again.
You want magic? I got the best magic.
Your magic's out of order. This whole court room's out of order. Never mind. Right. So, lastly, the captain is desperately trying to steer the ship away from this storm, but it is doggedly approaching you. It is about 200 feet away at this point and getting closer. It's a huge, big hurricane. So yeah, the ship is turning, but it is not turning fast enough. And because of all the winds and the storm, the sails are basically flapping back and forth. She's shouting at her men to try and get the rows out, to try and start rowing in the opposite direction to get out of the way and curve around it. But this is unlike any storm they have ever seen before. What would you all like to do?
I'm also looking at spells. A storm is not a monster, is it?
No.
Oh, so yeah, we can't use whole monster on
it. Bless you.
Thanks.
Oh, does banishment work on angels?
Possibly.
Or we can't see the angel itself. We can just see the storm.
You can see the storm, and you can see like feathers and white feathers and what looks like maybe wings throughout it.
So are angels inside, or is it an angelic storm?
Do a perception check.
Oh. Okay. Where did my dice go? Nice.
That's never going to happen. That's a smart move.
Okay, you're going to cast guidance on the captain.
Oh yes! Yep. Natural 20! Perception!
Alright, okay, so you're looking to see if it's just an angelic storm or if there are actually angels within it. Yes?
Yes.
Did you want to look at the foot for... Did you want to look for anything else as you are looking at it? Whew, that was hard to get through for some reason.
Well, I guess I'm trying to... Yeah, I guess I'm mostly trying to tell what kind of storm it is. If there's a creature inside, any sort of creature that we can banish, or if it's just a magical energy, so we just have to avoid it. So essentially, I'm trying to see if there is any sort of creature inside. My obviously guess would be angels, based on what we have seen, but it could be other things inside.
Okay, so as you peer through, you focus and really hone into it as it's getting closer to you, and you can see that the fluttering wings make shapes, and you can see what would be shadows. They're actually sort of bright. They're like bright white light fluttering where like dark shadows would be if it was anyone else, but these are like celestial creatures, so it's all bright white. It does look as if they are inside the storm itself.
Oh, and so there's multiple ones of them.
Yes. It looks as if there are 3 of them.
Okay, so there are 3 celestial creatures inside.
How far away is this thing?
It's getting closer. It's about 150 feet away now.
Can I take a look and determine how quickly it's approaching?
Sure. Do a survival check. See how it's moving. What did you get?
That's a great start of the evening.
2! It's pretty fast. And you're pretty sure it's coming towards you.
Well, that cleared that up.
Guys, it's on its way. It's on its way. Maybe we should, wait for it to get closer and then cast magic at it.
Okay, so meanwhile, because it's like there are 3 angels, well, celestial monsters inside it.
Stab him.
So as easy as that, we have to come up with a plan on how we deal with them.
Stab him several times.
Storm's about 120 feet away. Carry on. I heard, can I try cauliflower? Please say that again.
I think we just polymorph.
I don't know what it is in. Try transfiguring.
You want to try and transfigure the angels? Is that a yes?
Yes, I have the spell. Is it transfigure or what's the spell?
Say that last bit again. You cut out a little bit.
I said, is the spell transfiguration or polymorph, or what's the name of the spell?
Well, there is both. There is polymorph, which is one action, blah, 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 and it transforms a creature you can see within range into a new form. An unwilling creature must make a wisdom save. And it lasts for the duration, which is up to an hour.
Yeah, that's the one I got.
Cool. Alrighty. So they need to be within 60 feet of you, so you'll have to wait for them/the storm to get to you. And it is only on one creature, so you can target one of them. But when it gets closer, you can cast that.
Okay, okay, guys, I can probably take out one of them. The rest.
If it works, I can take on another at 60 feet from us, so...
DM, does Indy remember how powerful these creatures actually are?
Probably. Probably, yes.
Comparing her companions to them, would she think that they had a chance?
Well, there's 3 of them, and a handful of you. You've seen worse odds. I'd go a solid 30-70 at the moment.
37.
Although, bear in mind, you are on a ship in the middle of the ocean, nowhere near land.
Yeah, Indy's going to make the gut choice of, we can't win this.
Oh, so he's not even trying.
No, she's going to do something drastic.
Uh-oh.
Start rolling up a new character, no reason.
She's going to start praying to Airril and basically say they're coming for the stone.
Oh, so she's relying information.
Alrighty.
Not just that, it's a... Oh.
Can Indy do a persuasion check with advantage?
Well, I don't need to roll that again. That's an at 20.
Woo! Alrighty. Your message goes through. And you hear nothing back, but you feel a warm glow across your shoulders. And if you've ever been scryed on before, it feels similar to this. It's like a tracking location. You feel it like pulsing, like it's like you're a marker on a map that someone's staring at. And then you hear Airrel's voice. Well, I can't reach you.
Is there anyone that can? Or is there any way we can get to you?
How many are there?
She's just going to relay back the number of the party.
I think she meant the angels, but...
Oh,
Yeah, angels.
in that case, she goes 3. As far as we can see.
That's well within your dealing with. I have faith in you.
We'll do it our best. But we're at a slight disadvantage on the ocean.
You hear another voice in the other side of your head, and have you spoken to Sir Jalin before?
I believe once or twice.
Okay, so you'd recognise his voice. You hear Sir Jalin almost in your other ear, and it's a very low voice, and he just says very quietly, "You could stab yourself through the heart."
Oh, well, of course, why don't I?
At least you won't die by angelic hands.
No, because then he becomes a demon.
She
That's the
frowns at that
Oh,
comment.
Yeah.
And then she's going to turn...
It's about the armor.
She'll focus more on Airril and say, we'll do our best to drive them off.
I have faith. Do not let me have failure.
fucking badass.
Yeah, do not fail me. Okay, so meanwhile, I think Cass came up with a plan that I would like to describe.
Alrighty, go for it.
What she wants to do.
Storm is about
Okay.
100 feet away.
I know. Okay, so from 90 feet, she can cast Hex as a bonus action. So she will be hexing one of them, because that does like 1d6 extra necrotic damage whenever she attacks.
Okay.
And she will also activate her shadow form, which should let her like move through things and stuff and make her less susceptible to normal damage. Although I might have to read up what else effects it has on them. And then she will activate Vampiric Touch as well.
Okay.
So she will have to be trying. So with the shadow form, she can probably move through water, since the shadow won't sink, or move on top. Or how would that work, Rosie?
In water, that would be tricky.
Yeah.
Because a shadow, in theory, would sink. Because,
How would the shadow sink?
well, because otherwise it's invulnerable to everything. I would say you'd have limited, right? So you would slowly start to sink because...
Yeah, but it doesn't have weight.
No, but actual shadows also get cast on the bottom of the water as well as...
Yeah, I'm trying to like visualize and then word it. Like, so the shadow could move like through the waves,
Yeah.
but it wouldn't be like flying on top, if that makes sense. So you'd have to sort of pass through. You're not like gonna slowly sink like a stone and die, but you'd have to sort of move through them. If you were in the hurricane, in theory, you could move through it. But water, yeah. I'm going to say, yeah, it'd be like slightly slower. But so far, the ship hasn't sunk, so...
Either case, I need to actually touch them if I want to use vampiric touch. That's why I was thinking about how to get into the thing. So...
Well, I mean, it's coming towards you.
Yeah.
80 feet.
All you have to do is wait.
Yeah, I'm still going to get into the shadow form, just in case it gives some sort of advantage.
Okay.
Makes them less susceptible to touching me.
Kess does not want to get touched by angels.
Disgusting creatures. Worse than squishlings.
Yeah. Alright, so Indy strides back to the centre of the ship. And Indy shouts to the crew that there are hostiles incoming. You hear a lot of cries already. A lot of people have seen the storm. A lot of them are sort of shouting, like, "You want us to fight the wind? The fuck, man!" Woman, sorry. And...
Just stab it!
They are celestial abominations, you idiots. You can fight these things.
Because of course they're gonna fight the greatest good that they know.
Celestial abominations is calling them. She's not saying the other word. And they can't see.
That's true, they can't tell at the moment. Alright, a lot of the crew sort of run towards them and look at the storm like, "What are you on about?" But they're all very confused. The captain's still trying to steer it away. Under her guidance, she is steering it quicker, but again, the winds are keeping the ship fairly steady in place. Alright, the storm comes within 60 feet. 2 of you are holding your actions for 60 feet, maybe 3. So, Belgarath, you've been holding yours for the longest.
Yeah.
So, you would like to polymorph?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I will do his save. One sec. Oh. Okay. The total was a 5, so I'm not even going to ask. Okay, what are you polymorphing it into?
I'm trying to remember what my stats, because it's just without my character.
Well, I think it's better than a 5.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to roll the D20.
I'm going to go with a 15 on average.
Okay,
it's probably better than a 15.
It's probably better than that.
He used the wish that gave him a +5 to the modifier.
Yeah, if this
didn't
uses charisma, yeah.
I think it was about 15 was my attack one. So add that on to 90. It's
34 then?
I think I hit it.
I think you definitely did. And he failed. And he failed his save against the spell. So what would you like to turn it into?
I'm going to turn in
an anchor.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's better. An anchor.
Hang on. Into a new form. Yep. As far as I can tell, it doesn't say it's not allowed to turn it into an inanimate object. So sure. Into an anchor. You watch as this beautiful white shimmering angel fluttering through this storm in the sky with like bright yellowy white eyes glaring at you suddenly turns into a gigantic anchor and plummets like a stone into the waves and falls below the surface.
Wow.
Well, that's not something you see every...
So basically, I should have given you 6 of these to fight. Never mind, that's fine. They can always have friends.
Well, I think I've only got 1 of those, so... yeah. Good luck, guys. The rest is on you.
It lasts for an hour, and you have to maintain concentration on it, but you can do other things as well. So...
Jesus. Cass actually thinks, not bad.
Wow! Oh! But she's not going to say it out loud?
No.
Oh no! The first.
Not bad.
The first nice thing Cass has ever said, and she doesn't vocalise it. Oh.
No.
Now, Airril, you'd been holding something till they were 60 feet away. What would you like to do?
I'd like to cast Voice of Shadow on one of them.
Okay.
On one of the two that are still in the hurricane.
Okay. Have you got that written down? Because that's not in my book. That is in
There
my
you go.
other book.
It's literally the command
Thank
spell.
you. Awesome. Open.
It's literally a reskin of the command spell, so...
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. That's fine. Cool. Cool. Marvellous. Awesome. Alright. Which one would you like to aim it at? Would you like to aim it at the one that is got slightly longer blonde hair or slightly shorter blonde hair?
The long-haired one.
The long-haired one. Alright. Gonna be long hair racist. That's fine. Alrighty. Cool. So, wisdom save for him. Oh! He did a little bit better than the other guy. He got a 7.
Yeah, no, the DC for this one is 19.
So no!
Did you roll really, really badly, Rosie?
I did. And it was on 2 separate dice as well that are now being put in another box out of the way. But it's fine. It's all fine. Okay, so you've got one word. What would you like to use?
Dive.
Alrighty.
How long does it have to follow it for?
It follows
Literally until the end of its turn.
until the end of its turn. Alright.
Okay.
So, you see a beautiful, long, blonde-haired angel pin its wings to its back, put its hands above its head, and make a beautiful swan dive into the raging, stormy ocean. You guys all hear a huge... It's a scream, but it's like... It echoes in your head and it's really high-pitched. Like, painfully high-pitched. Can you all please do me a constitution save?
Oh, okay.
Constitution save, was it?
Yes.
That's the one with the number. Yeah, 19 total.
Yeah, 17 total.
15 total.
15, 17, 19.
And do I put a plus on that?
I was about to say, what did the hammer get? But again, not the right campaign.
It's now
that was
Crisis
the-
of Faith.
Crisis of Faith. Crisis of Faith. Okay, cool. Alright, so everyone who got an 18 and above, you guys are fine. Well, no, you're gonna take half. I need
18.
more dice.
Oh my god.
Did you hear what Rosie said? I need
Yeah,
more
18 and
dice,
above.
which is... Yeah, but I need more dice when she was rolling damage.
Yeah, I know, this is going to be bad.
It's not too bad. I just all my d6s are at the bottom.
It's just 27 d6s, don't worry, guys.
Okay. Excuse my maths for a second. Okay, those of you who saved with an 18 or above, so that's Dark Pixie and Crisis of Faith, you guys only take 13 points of damage.
Oh shit.
What? Fuck, what?
Those of you who did
Was that 13 or 30?
13.
Oh, it's not good for me.
13.
No,
How many hit points have you got, Belgarath?
Well, I don't know, do I? Because I don't have a character. Not a large amount.
I mean, you've got like 40 at least.
Yeah, probably.
You're on level 9. I know you're a sorcerer. I know, but... okay, so those of you who did not save, you guys take 27. This is
shit.
radiant damage.
Radiant.
Okay, so
Is that worse for me or better because I'm a shadow or?
It doesn't burn. It doesn't burn like it questionably might have done. Indy, you can feel your armor burning white hot, which ironically is why you take 13 points of damage. It adds to 13 points of damage, so your armor's like getting white hot. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, Belgarath, you're on around at least 40. You're fine. You've got a good 13 left. You're fine.
Yay!
Yay!
I'm suddenly very glad that vampiric touch regenerates HP.
If only you could give it to someone else. Terrible.
Well, I mean that's the point. I'm going to be trying to touch these things.
But Kess, as you get hit by this in your shadow form, you feel a sudden sort of like gust of the tornado wind go shooting through your chest and your right arm, and you look at your shadow form, and some of the damage you've taken, it's passed straight through the shadow form. It's like sort of burst it with a bright gold light, and then the shadow's like reforming itself around it. It's a bit like a cannonball's just shot through the center of your chest, leaving a big sort of like silvery gold hole.
Oh wow!
And then the shadow form like starts to seal it back over again, but like it's glowing and pulsing because of the radiance going through you.
Cass is very unhappy. She really hates anything bright, and she just got hit with radiant damage. She wants to murder these things so bad.
Cass is
suck
cross.
out their souls.
Aww.
Cass
Is it okay to
is
suck
cross.
out the soul of creatures that are not human? Or these ones are not okay to take their soul out either?
I would say, from what you know of FL and from what you've read in the book, angels would probably be the one exception.
Oh, okay. So does she know if
free
they
reign!
try to rip out their soul?
Kill them. Or, I mean, oof. Ripping out an angel's soul? That would be a lot harder than just taking it from a random person. So you'd probably have to kill them.
Okay. Well, let's just try to kill them then.
I suppose we'll just try and kill them. God. Alright.
Bye.
Alrighty. So I'm gonna just keep you in the order you've gone in, to save you all doing an extra initiative. So we're gonna go with Belgarath and then Airril. And then... Did Indy go before Kess? Indy, have you done anything yet, or are you after Kess?
I hadn't done anything yet because I was waiting to see if one within 30 feet.
Okay, cool.
You were praying.
Alright, so, Indy...
If the praying counts, she'd be first.
Indy, you can do something if you would like to now. The storm is basically now from 60 to 30 feet. It's right within 30 feet of you guys now. It's like the sails of the ship are getting all torn up. The mast is starting to tip over in the wind. The ship is sort of leaning really hard to starboard. It's like rocking almost halfway over. You can see it splintering and starting to crack. Some of the sailors have been thrown overboard. The seas are churning around you.
Don't die, sailors.
Actually, Rosie, I wanted to check something. So you know, Cass was casting Hex.
Yes.
At one of the angels. Which angel was it? Because I think Hex was before one of them was transfigured into.
It was before the dive bomb and before the polymorph.
I was going to say, which one would you like to have it on? Would you like to have it on the one Belgarath was aiming at, or would you like to have it at the other one who did the dive?
I mean, obviously, I would like to have it on the one that was not affected, but I mean, it's up to chance.
Hang on, I will roll 86.
I mean, unless the other people knew that which one Cass was casting that, and we're trying not to target the same one. But
what do you think, guys?
Oh, you probably don't care about these things.
I mean, you could have all pointed and gone, I want that one, I want that one. It's entirely up to you.
We don't work together that much.
That's true. That would involve working together.
Yeah, I don't think Airril would pay that much attention
Oh my god,
to.
Kess is here.
Well, I tell you what. I rolled a 6 on a d6, so I was going to divide it up as 1 and 3 is 1, 2 and 4 is 2, and 5 and 6. Hang on. 3 and 6. That word makes sense. It makes sense in my own head. Anyway, I rolled a 6, which means that it's the third one, and this is angel number 3 who's still standing there, so you can just target him with the hex.
Yes. Okay. Okay, good. So the hex was on the one that was not affected by
Yeah.
any of these.
So he's going to take the extra damage, yeah.
Once I touch them.
See, why do my dice roll well for you guys?
It must be our foul.
Also, Belgarath, sorry, I missed this in chat. How far away are you from Airril, approximately?
I have no idea.
Then I will say you guys are all gathered on deck, so Airril, you're fluttering about. You can probably be as close to him as you would like to be. So you can be within... You could get to him in the next round if you wanted to.
Okay.
Why?
You'll find out.
Alrighty.
No, I was curious as to why this is...
I mean, we started this session with you saying you were touching kids, so, like, you know, we've got to be careful.
Excuse me? I never said anything.
No. Airril that was my first note from last session. Airril was touching the children. Anyway, Indy, it is now your turn. And you put in chat... Family show! No, I swear far too much for it to be a family show. Yes, they are within 30 feet of you. Well, the storm, and the one remaining angel for the moment is within 30 feet of you.
Radio. So
Whatever pronoun they want.
Light on the angel that's in the center of the storm.
Can we shout at the angels and ask them what pronoun?
Just before we start insulting you, we'd quite like to know what your preferred pronoun is.
What are your pronouns?
To be fair.
I want to call you a cunt, but I want to know. I don't want to be offensive.
Wait, what? I don't want to be that kind of offensive.
You don't want to be sexist offensive.
To be fair, they're angels. They're probably pronouns as they, to be fair, just to get into it. Okay, so... Constitution save, that was what I needed.
Probably going, what the hell is a pronoun?
Probably. If they're anything like Castiel, like, what is a pronoun? Oh, shit! Okay, I'm not gonna look. Would you like me to re-roll it because it's on the floor?
Up to you. I'm fine.
What am I trying to hit?
This was...
The Constitution save.
Yeah.
What am I rolling against? Because that was a 14.
Spell save DC is 18.
Damn it! Hang on, wait, what's that? No, I already added that. Never mind. Okay, so yeah, that hits.
Radio. So that's going to be 8d8 necrotic damage.
Ooh!
Nice. So what did you cast?
Blight at level 3.
Oof. Oof.
Where's my other d8 gone?
I can roll one if you need me to.
Oh, it's just so I was rolling for
You're
the time.
blighting the angels.
It's almost as if this character was created specifically to kill angels.
My god.
Good God.
What a coincidence.
Oh my god, this is so unexpected. I had no idea this.
Were you there all along?
Ah, there we go. That is 48. So I can roll this twice. Okay, so that's... That plus that plus that plus that. There we go. I'll just quickly run that through.
5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34?
Yep.
Yes! I can add stuff!
Well, years at school.
Yes. Okay, cool. So, I just had to double check this is what I thought it was, but it was. So you start to drain all the vitality and moisture from this angel. Fluttering in the sky. It is no longer a moist angel, even though it's in the middle of a hurricane and water. You see it like its cheeks become more gaunt, and its tongue starts to loll in its mouth, and its really bright eyes start to dim ever so slightly. The wings flutter and shudder and shake, and you can see they're sort of wearing like one shoulder sort of robes in sort of gold and silvery colours, and you can see the muscles around the ribs start to contract and like sort of suck inwards, a bit like in The Mummy when they drank the drink and they all went eh, which I know you all completely understand. And
are you thinking of Indiana Jones?
No, when the mummy gave them the drink so that he could steal them, and then he regained his life from them, from the jars.
Oh, right. When he...
Yeah, but Indiana Jones would have been easier. So both. But yeah, this angel looks like that. You can see his ribs now and everything. It's terrible. You can almost hear him above the noise of this storm going. Not happy.
Keep being pushed off from the voice by Discord.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope the angel is not dying just yet.
No, he's not. But he's not looking good.
We're working on it.
We're working on it. Not looking good. Alright, so that is after Indy.
I still need to touch it.
You do. It's okay. They're within 30 feet. They're getting close. The storm is starting to break apart the ship. So, as the storm breaks through and it's being pushed forwards and the ship starts to splinter and crack, a lassie realises that the ship is being broken apart. And so she... yeah, exactly. So, like a sponge. So she comes running down with her sword and shouts at her crew and says, like, abandon ship or stand and fight. Some of them do indeed leap off the ship. She stands with her sword, like, looking at all of you, like, what the hell is this?
You should let some of the prisoners fight as well. And I told you what these are. These are malicious celestial monsters created to torment and hunt us.
Right.
Do I need to roll a deception on this? Or
yes.
Would it be persuasion?
I'm gonna go persuasion.
It's not technically a lie.
It's what you believe.
Yeah. So a 24 total.
Alright. She like eyes you suspiciously for a while and goes like, the fuck did I let you on my ship for? And then she like looks at Arissa and goes like, oh yeah, that's why. And she goes, hang on, wait, you just said it was hunting you. Don't go pinning this on the... Fuck the prisoners.
Well, we don't know why they arrived. All that we can see is they are clearly after us, and they are celestial abominations. They might be hunting some of the prisoners. Why don't you bring them out, and then we'll find it out.
She sort of seems to be having a moment of like, they're prisoners. Do we let them free? But then she sort of looks around her and goes, fuck it, we're in the middle of the ocean. They can't get far.
If they leap off the ship, we'll kill them.
I like you, small flying pixie. I like you.
Thank you.
Right, she's going to then run down to go and release the prisoners. Are you guys going to stay on the deck?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, I guess it's trying to use her vampiric touch now.
Alrighty. So, the angel's going to use he's used his turn, and he's moved the storm closer to you. The deck starts to keel over and snap in two. You guys are going to have to make a decision about what side of the ship you want to be on. Do you want to be up near the stern, or do you want to go up towards the bow of the ship? Because it's going to start to break apart.
I'm specifically following Belgarath.
Why?
Because I have a plan to help you.
What's Caspian doing?
He's on your shoulder currently.
Yeah, he can choose who he follows. Like, you can't tell him not to.
Especially with that.
I'm actually going to tweak it and say Caspian is in your hood, hanging on for dear life.
Indy's going to stay on the bow, but not be too far from where it's going to split.
Alrighty, noted. So, as the storm comes through and starts to rip the ship apart, some of the crew get thrown off to the side. Some of them start to try and climb the rigging, try and get a better look through the storm, see what's going on. We are back around though, so Belgarath, it is your go.
Catch me up. I need to one into an anchor, so that one. What happened? The other two still.
You do notice the one that you're concentrating on, who was turned into an anchor, is still beneath the waves and plummeting. The other one, though, because the round has finished, the other one has now started to come up out of the ocean, dripping wet, looking royally pissed off. So the other angel's back in the fray now. So you've now got one flying straight towards you, and you've got one that is now on the deck with the first coming of the storm.
Can Cass just say quickly which one is hers, as in like saying that's mine, and just pointing at the one that has been hit by
The one
Indy
that...
as well.
You can certainly try.
Well, she has a hex on it, so that's why she's tagging it.
Yes, but it's not like Airril would specifically listen.
No, but she just says this at least.
You can just keep sending yours for a dunk, just like up and down. Alright, so Kes points and says, that one's mine. Belgarath, the one you turn into an anchor, is still sinking. If you want to maintain concentration on it, you can still do other things, but if you need another concentration spell, it will drop.
That's very. In case, I'm going to turn to the last one and say, look, can we talk about it?
What was that? Sorry.
Can we talk about this? After attacking them.
They attacked me. That was self-defense.
Technically, Belgarath hasn't yet attacked. All he did was transfigure one, but that didn't damage.
All he did was attempt to drown one by turning it into an anchor.
It didn't actually.
Or so you think.
It didn't actually damage him yet, as far as we know.
He's turned into an anchor, so as far as you're aware, he's currently fine. He's just chilling.
Yeah.
Hitting the coral reef at the bottom. It'll be fine. Alright, Belgarath, in response, you see the two piercing golden eyes come straight forwards towards you. The angel moves to be within 10 feet and just sort of hovers. Probably about 10 feet in the air as well, actually, so it's sort of like perfectly away from you. And you feel the eyes staring at you. Can you do me a charisma save?
Aww.
He should be really good at this, though, actually, thinking about it.
Yeah, I know.
27.
Alright. You survive its withering stare and you don't get frightened by it. And the angel just glares at you. There's a pause where it seems to appreciate your chivalry. And you're not frightened at all. And then you hear a voice, and the mouth doesn't move, you hear a voice ringing inside your head. In fact, all of you hear this as well, because none of you have mind protection. You all hear the ethereal voice, and it says, "Give it to me."
And what would this be?
No, if you just try to interpret it in a different way, suddenly it sounds really dirty.
Belgarath is inquiring about the right to parley.
I mean, if you want that, I don't personally swing that way, but we can help you out.
You hear the voice.
None of us are angel fuckers.
Oh my god!
We can see that charisma isn't necessarily Kess's strong suit.
And Belgarath has it in buckets and spades. Oh dear lord. So you hear the voice again in response, and it says, "You know what the item you stole."
Can we pretend that I don't know about?
Emblazoned in all of your minds, instead of words, you see a vision. Everything goes completely white, and in your vision, you see a small, round, golden object smashed into 6 pieces that are glowing and shimmering.
Rosie, just so you know, while Belgarath is so to Cass, Belgarath is essentially just distracting them so she can sneak up on them and give her a touch attack. She's not waiting for this conversation to finish. She doesn't give a shit.
Okay, Airril has a go before you, Cass, but yes, I will allow you to do this. Bear in mind, there is another angel coming up to you as well.
I know, just so they don't keep talking forever.
Okay.
She's not waiting for them to have a conversation.
Noted. Well, this is like a 10 seconds worth of conversation. But yeah, you see an image of a smashed, like it looks like it's a rounded golden shimmering item, and then it smashes, and the pieces, the 6 pieces, are shimmering, and one of them you recognise because you all saw it. It was what you took from the Underrealm.
Who has it? Like, that's out of character, me asking.
Yeah,
out of character, Cass has it.
Uh-oh.
I'm not sure how much the party knows where it is, or...
Well, I think if the shirt was there when we all were there to pick it up.
You all went and had a look for the different treasure, but you did know Kess had found it, because that was why you went down there. So you all knew she'd found it.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if they know where exactly she keeps it.
No.
No, but it's easy to get it off your corpse.
Yeah, she's also currently in shadow form, so...
That's true. Taking all items with her. So, Belgarath, is there anything else you would like to do as your turn?
Well, I mean, are they not to talk at all?
It said, give us the item. As its reaction, after it shows you the... Are you going to say anything after it shows you the image of the shard?
Basically just say... So...
Say that again, Belgarath?
I said, I'd love to help you out, but
You'd love to help out, but you can't. In response to this, can you please do me a dexterity check?
14.
Okay. Hang on. Ooh, that was better. Okay. 17. So, a glistening white and shimmering hand shoots towards you as the angel flutters right towards you and sort of grabs you around the neck. He doesn't lift you up, and it doesn't cause you any damage. He's just holding you there, and you can feel this warm pulse around your throat. Caspian, you can feel shudders and sort of like wiggles but down further into your hood.
Okay, I'm going to say, look, you don't cut this out.
Is this an intimidation thing? Intimidation tactic?
Probably. I'm just going to say, cut this out very crossly and drag it extreme.
The angel just sort of holds you there and fixes you with a stare and just says, "Give it to me." And we'll go to Airril, whose turn it is next.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually yell something at Belgarath in Primordial, because I'm gonna cast a spell.
Okay. I don't think I speak.
No,
Yeah,
you don't even have to understand a word of it. All that's important for you to know is that you currently have 28 temporary hit points more than you had before. I shout at you and suddenly you feel healthier.
He shouted you better. Did you want to target a second creature as well?
Can I target a second creature?
It says you can target two creatures within. You don't have to. You can just do the one if you want.
Am I a creature within range?
I'm gonna say yes. Why not? Like yes.
Nice. Then I'm gonna be the second one.
Okay.
So I'm shouting at Belgarath and me.
Belgarath, could you quickly do me a constitution? Grow better. Amazing. Belgarath, sorry, my love. Could you please do me a constitution check? This is your concentration to maintain concentration on your spell.
Okay.
Was that 13 or 30?
13.
13.
But that's without the modifiers, I guess.
No, you'll be fine. I'm working on the basis of 15 for this, so with mods you should be fine. You maintain concentration. The other angel is still an anchor. So, fuck you, anchor boy. So Airril, you've had your turn. So we go down to Cass.
Oh, okay. So I don't know which one of them she had tagged with the hex, but
that's the one that Belgarath is currently arguing with.
Okay. Oh, does that count as distracted as
yes.
well? Yes. Okay. So I have advantage in making my touch attack against it, right?
Yes.
Okay, and I can probably make a touch attack if it's touching Belgarath. Right.
Yes. Yeah, it's close enough for you to touch. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Is that going to be a spell attack, a touch attack? Well, I guess it's a spell touch attack, not a dexterity touch attack.
Which one are you better at? Because it could very easily be either. So I will go with spell.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's okay.
Yeah, because you add your charisma to the spell attack. Okay, so that's 11. Okay. So my spell attack bonus is 14, so that's 25.
I keep forgetting how powerful you all are. Alright. Yeah, so you're gonna hit Kess. I'm assuming you're doing vampiric touch. Kess inappropriately touches the angel and starts this whole thing off again.
Inappropriately, on purpose.
Dear.
I'm giving
Oh. I'm just gonna title this episode "No Consent Necessary." Oh dear. Alright, sorry Kess, so yes, you
yeah. And,
I don't want to ask if there's anywhere particular you want to touch the angel.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's up to a minute.
No, I guess it doesn't matter.
Alright, so you do 3d6 necrotic damage.
No, because I cast it as 5th level. Because
in which case,
level spells
even
now.
more.
Yeah, so I will do 5d6.
So it's 5d6.
But in total 6d6, because I have hex on it as well.
Yep, go for it.
I need to.
Oh
roll
my
twice.
god. Please, dear God, read out that comment because I don't want to. While she's rolling.
So this vampiric touch, if it's inappropriately, it's basically a sloppy hand job.
I mean, you're in the middle of the water, so yes, sloppy is perfectly acceptable.
I didn't roll that well.
Alright, Cass, you touch with the vampiric touch and start to drain the energy from this angelic, beautiful creature.
So that's going to be 6. So that's 14 points of necrotic damage.
Okay. It does more than you think it would.
Yeah.
As you do the touch, you know how it normally feels, and you know how the spell usually works, and the reaction you get from this creature is almost double what you were expecting. I'm gonna go. Are you gonna touch him like on the back, sort of middle of the back kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay. You start to.
Can I be like, oh, so you wanted us to give it to you before touching?
Of course you can. Say, you said you wanted us to give it to you. Cass, you plant your hand and you can touch directly on this skin, because it's just got like a one shoulder robe. You touch the middle of his back and you see like shadowy tendrils go shooting through like veins. Only he's a celestial creature, so as far as you're aware, he doesn't necessarily have veins, but the tendrils go like shooting out and through, and they start to fizz. A bit like holy water touching a demon, but the other way around. And you can see like bubbling blisters all down his back, and you can hear another scream of rage, but it's not quite as high pitched as the last one. It's not an attack.
Oh, and I do gain 7 points from this.
Yes.
So I gain half the damage back as energy. So is it delicious?
It's like lemon meringue pie.
What?
And with that, it is Indy's turn.
So, of the two that are attacking us, how many of them are in range to charge an attack?
Both of them are now. One of them is now flanked by 2 of your companions, which is Kess and Belgarath. The other one has just got back to the ship. Well, not back to, has just reached the ship. That's the one that was diving under the waves and has been flying as fast as it could towards the ship. And it is now coming onto the deck.
Radio. So, Indy's going to attack that one.
Alrighty, the one who's just coming back.
Yep. So just running up with her enchanted axe, and she's going to also use a divine strike and call to Airril at the same time.
Ah!
Oh, I forgot to call to Airril.
Next time, Kess, next time. I think Belgarath is just flatly refusing to do it, so
I wanted to do it, but I forgot.
we need to put it in big capital letters. Don't forget to call to Airril. Alrighty, roll your attack.
Yeah, so that's a 21 to hit.
That will hit.
Rightio. So that is going to be, for the axe, 66 plus 2. And then I've got to do all the necrotic.
All the beautiful, beautiful necrotic that these angels absolutely love.
So, along with that, she's going to channel divinity on it as well, so that will be 5 plus twice her cleric level of necrotic plus the divine strike. God,
That sounds like a lot of maths.
It's lucky that our party has so much necrotic damage.
Yeah, you can really see how much we are the good guys.
necrotic damage is so useful against all these abominations chasing good people.
Are we the bad?
I was literally about to quote that. Wait, are we the baddies? To be fair, as I pointed out the other week, I think the Tuesday party very nearly went down that route as well. So they just decided to not like the people they were going to be friends with, so it's fine. Whatever.
Huh?
Not big.
Wait, we didn't like the people we were going to be friends with? That's
Yeah, you were
specifically-
gonna be friends with No Wings. 24, 26.
Well, they mostly didn't like us after I showed them the tattoo.
Very true. Very true. Orissa did go back about 3 times and try and shout at them.
Yep.
So what is the double total of that?
So that would be
Jesus.
48 necrotic,
Yep.
and calculator failed there.
That's true. They did not like you stealing their storage of food.
There you
I
go.
only stole...
52.
A bad guy move to do, not a good guy move.
Alright.
It just smelled really good. And therefore it's a good guy move.
No, stealing food is a bad guy move.
Speaking of bad guy moves, Indy, in one ridiculous attack, you have completely laid waste to this angel. How would you like to murderize them?
Oh, she's just gonna try and decapitate it.
Decapitation!
With blight? Oh no, with smite. You're smiting it, right?
She's smiting it with a demonic
With a-
axe.
Demonic axe. It's amazing. Alright. So you hack twice. One into the spine and one the other side. The angel's head spins on the spot and falls with a thud to the deck. The glowing golden lights in the eyes completely disappear and glaze over, and both the body and the head start to slowly crumble to white dust.
Oh, can I take its soul? Does it count as a special soul?
Cass, you can attempt to take its soul, yes. You'll have to disengage from the one you're currently fighting and dart across.
Oh, okay, sure.
Disengage is a full action, isn't it?
Oh.
So it hasn't completely disintegrated yet. It's been like 6 seconds. So on your next turn, you can disengage and run across. Meanwhile, the angels take their turn. Well, the angel rather. Right. So he is going to. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah.
Is that one angel still an anchor?
The other one is still an anchor because Belgarath maintained his concentration, yes.
Nice.
Okay. This angel is going to attack Airril and Kess. Actually, no. It's going to attack Indy. Because Indy just felled its brother. Their brother. God, I can't do angel pronouns today. Okay. Cass does a... because he gets a bonus to that.
It will probably hit me.
Indy does a 25 hit you.
Yep.
Okay. Cass
That will hit me as well.
does a 21 hit you.
Yeah, 21
Okay.
will hit me as well.
Okay.
This is just for AC. It's not against charisma or anything.
No, just a standard. He sort of in his fists 2 shimmering blades appear and he goes shing, shing. One straight at
is
you.
this normal damage?
It's normal. Well, it's got
Ah,
extras.
okay.
It's got extras.
Yeah.
It
but
goes
I'll
sort of
have resistance against it.
yeah, because it goes into your shadow form. So you'll be resistant to this, and Indy, you get 1 into you as well. Damage wise, why did I put all the dice back? That was a mistake. Okay, 12. Okay, Cass, you take 10 points of normal damage reduced to 5 because of your shadow form. And radiant damage, you take 9.
Okay.
So 5 regular and 9 radiant. So again, it sort of it doesn't essentially hurt you anymore logistically wise, but it does burn away bits of your like where he's stabbed through, essentially through your heart, but in shadow form. You can see this gap all the way down where the blade hits that's slowly starting to sizzle and reform. Indy, you take 14 points of regular damage. And oh, that's no fun. 12 points of radiant damage.
Why is that no fun?
Well, I wanted to roll higher. Because that was the one dice I hadn't tried yet tonight, and it rolled a 3. But never mind, it's fine. So that's his turn. He's done 2. They, sorry, pronouns. They have had their turn, so it's 2. And after him, it is round 2. Hang on, wait. Belgarath.
Yeah.
It is your turn. I didn't mean to sound quite so surprised there. I was just trying to read my own handwriting.
Still being strangled, or have I been?
No, you've been let go.
And probably after I attacked.
Does the
Would you mind saying that again?
Closer to the microphone.
Sorry, I said, does the angel look like he or she or they might relent soon and
I'm gonna go with no, because they've just seen their brother decapitated by Indy and have just plunged a sword into both Indy and Kess.
that doesn't really bother me.
No, but it doesn't look as if they are parlaying anytime soon.
Well done. Then yes, I'm just gonna.
Alright, that last bit got dropped. What are you doing?
I said, well done. Guess I'm gonna have to fireball.
Okay, cool. Which one? Which one? Fucking Christ, there's only one of them. Alrighty.
The only.
The only one that matters. Alrighty, so you are fireballing the angel.
Yeah.
Yee!
Need to look 5 fireball.
That's alright, I've got it. Its range is 150 feet, which I love. Okay. And it doesn't need concentration, so you won't need to drop your anchor spell. So all I have to do is a dexterity check. So you... Fucking Christ. 7. Alright, you hit. Because he's distracted. Well, to be fair, he's got his back to you, so... Yeah. Alrighty, so you get 8d6 fire damage, unless you are casting it at 4th level or higher. What level would you like to cast it?
I'll just cast it at regular 3rd level.
Okay, so...
I've got each creature in a 20-foot radius centered on the explosion must... Can they...
Oh, yes.
As well?
So, therefore, can everyone please make a dexterity save?
Wow, What? He's targeting us as well?
Yes.
Fireball is addressed to everyone.
To whom it may
To
concern.
whom it may concern. That was it. An arrow has your name on it, but fireball is to whom it may concern.
Okay, so just a regular dexterity.
Save.
For you, sir. Okay, I've got 15.
I rolled a 30 total, without a natural 20.
Oh, Christ, the faith got a 7.
What is your DC? Is it like 20? I'm so angry. I'm going to be like 1 below it again.
No, it's fine.
I didn't actually roll to hit because Rosie just said, yeah, it hits.
Yeah, it's a dexterity check on my end.
Yeah.
And he failed that.
Basically, a fireball hits where you want it to hit.
And then they avoid it, essentially. They can either avoid it or not. Or at least that's how I've always had it played to me. If this might be entirely wrong, but it's how it's always made sense to me whenever I've been a player or a DM.
Well, I'm looking at it now, and yeah, that does seem to be
Excellent. Always good that it sounds correct.
my spell DC. It would have been more than 20.
In which case, everybody gets hit, except for the pixie. Belgarath, you are not necessarily included in this because you cast it yourself. So you can cast it like away, or would you like to take damage as well? Like, would you like to cast it in such a particular point that you will take damage as well?
If it's close enough. Or...
I don't think I can avoid it, can I? I mean, if I'm 20 feet away...
Yes, you can. Meta magic.
Oh shit, yeah, meta magic's the thing.
You can literally make it a careful spell and not hit yourself.
Or your party members, if you are doing it anyway.
No, just.
He won't care about hitting the party members.
Blow up Cass. Blow up Cass.
And it's not going to kill her.
Oh no, I might kill Kess.
You're not going to kill her with this.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
For the reminder there, Timo. I will.
You're welcome.
Cast meta magic
To avoid hitting yourself. That is fine. Sorry.
I'll also avoid Airril as well because I've got no.
Oh, okay. Well, he did save, but yeah, that's good. So roll 8d6s, and that is how much damage Crisis of Faith and Kess will be taking. Kess, you are resistant to it in your shadow form, so you will halve it.
Oh, Fifi. That's an amazing picture, though.
Okay, 8d6 total is 35.
All right. 35 points of fire damage to Indy. Also, this is really weird because you're saying, and Cass, you take half, so I'm gonna go with 20. No, wait. This hurts my brain.
Out
17.
of character, by the way, I am sorry.
He is very sorry.
Like
23?
Wait, no.
Glyn,
17 plus 17
I am
is...
sorry, but in character, not sorry.
15 plus 15 is 30. 17 plus 17 is 34, so I'm going to go 17. 17 points for Cass.
Okay.
Indy looks as if she's about to go down, aka 6 hit points.
Ouch.
Airril! Quick, clap your hands! Summon the pixie!
The only
importantly, Rosie, how much damage did the angel take?
The angel...
Are his feathers small?
The angel takes the full damage.
Nice.
Alright, hang on, let me do
Like
maths.
he's smouldering.
He is smouldering. All the feathers on the first layer of his wings have gone up in flames. His... I don't want to say this, because it's going to spark stuff, but I've started, so I can't stop. All the material of his beautiful flowing robe has gone up in flames. His skin's like bubbling a little bit.
What's that going to start?
I didn't want to start the whole his clothes are on fire, so he's going to be naked discussion, but now it's out there. Thank you.
He's also now smoking hot.
Is he too hot? Is he too hot for the situation?
Oh my
He's
god.
too sexy for this shirt.
He's getting hot in there.
So take off all his clothes. We
He's
have
feeling a
peaked.
little toasty, so he had to take his clothes off.
Oh dear. Where's Arissa when you need her? Oh dear. Okay, so that is Belgarath. Airril, it is now your turn.
First, that's the angel right now.
Yeah.
Also, these guys have basically made my plan not viable anymore. So, new plan.
Sorry.
Rosie,
Yes.
if I were to teleport and also hold out my front of me and teleport so that they stab the guy instantly, would that be the spell itself is an action? Would it cost me, like, normally an attack is its own action, but if I hold my swords out, would that work?
Do me a dexterity check.
That will probably work.
That's a 26.
It will work.
Okay. In that case, I'd like to hold out my scimitar.
Was that hold out your scimitars and... Sorry, you cut for a little bit.
And then I cast the spell Flicker,
Okay.
which basically functions like Blink, if you know that.
Okay, yep.
So now I teleport to immediately in front of his face so that my scimitars are inside his eyeballs.
Alright, cool. Can you roll me your damage for that then? And I will... Hang on. Wait. Dexterity check. What did you roll for yours?
26.
He's got... That's, what did you get? 21. So, okay, yeah, you will hit him.
That's 12 plus 14 is 26 points of damage immediately to the eyes.
Jesus Christ. Alright.
But this is just normal damage, not necrotic.
All of this is just my scimitars, so it's normally slashing damage, but
How much was it again? Sorry, 26.
26. But I'd assume this would work more like piercing damage than slashing damage at this point.
Yes, and it feels really odd as you go to drive them through. You've punctured people's eyeballs before. You know the popping sensation. This is nothing like that. You drive your blades through, and it's like driving them through butter. There's nothing there. There's no eyeball. It doesn't pop. It doesn't explode. It's like it's all shimmering golden light. And that's all it is. But you drive it through and you hear a high-pitched shriek from the angel. And I am just going to double-check my maths on this because you might have killed it, but it might still be okay. $26. Ooh! It's still standing. They are still standing. You see this like golden liquid start seeping out of the eyeballs, which sort of flutter and blink. They're still glowing. They're still glowing. So as far as you can tell, it can still see, but they are like tiny, flickering, glowing. Like it's like glitter as opposed to the flare that was coming out of his eyes before. It's now just like sprigs of glitter here and there. So not quite blinded, but whatever the equivalent of 80% blinded would be. So yes, after Airril, we have... Well, she's downstairs. How's that? Okay, cool. Right. The prisoners and everyone will be back up in a few rounds' time. That's how long it's going to take them to get up. So, Kess!
Alright. Okay. So, if I try to grab the soul of the other angel... So... I kind of really want to finish off this angel, but if I finish off this angel, is it going to be too late to grab both of the souls?
Do an intelligence check.
Oh no, I'm bad at that.
Enjoy.
Well, you can have advantage because you've done souls before. A lot.
Oh, thank God that there's advantage because I rolled a nat
2 nat ones, 2 nat ones, 2 nat ones.
No. With advantage, it's 9.
Okay. Woo! Okay, so you think so. You think it might be too late. You're not sure. You might just have time. The angel, the other one that has been slain, is crumbling into white dust, and the dust flecks are like swirling up into the air and disappearing. You can still see the outline of the shape. You can still see most of the limbs and the wings, but it is slowly disappearing. You're not sure.
Okay. No, I want to grab that soul, so I guess I'll go
Alrighty.
for grabbing the soul.
Alrighty, so you jump out of combat with this one and race over to the other one.
Yes. To grab its soul.
Alrighty.
And so I don't have time to quickly touch it and then run over.
If you want to do the vampiric touch, that's a whole action where you are.
I mean, technically, I could just touch this one quickly and then use my movements to get
You could touch it as for your action and then use your movement, but you wouldn't be able to take the soul until your next round. But you could do that if you wanted.
But then it might disappear.
You're not sure. You rolled a 9.
This is the perfect effect for a 9 as well.
I can actually imagine this is the noises that Kess is actually making.
Yeah.
Soul, but I also want to kill this angel.
You got like another 20 seconds, Kess.
No, okay. She will go and grab this soul.
Alrighty. Alright, so you're not going to vampiric touch and movement, you're going to go straight for your movement and use your action to take the soul?
Yeah, I'm going to take the soul.
Alrighty.
I don't want to miss out on the soul.
Alrighty, cool. Cass?
I don't know if that gives an attack of opportunity to the other one. It probably does.
He does as you run past him, yes.
Yeah. But I will get the soul. So.
Does a 7... No. 16... Yeah. Does a 17 hit you?
I think so.
Alrighty. Then you will get a stab to your ribs as you go past for Alpha Fat! 5 points of damage. Halved. So 2. 2 points of damage. But you also take a grand total of 7 points of radiant damage.
So 9 in total.
Yeah.
I will take that and I will stand in front of the face of...
Alrighty. Cass, as you are going through your ritualistic motions of pulling the soul from this angel's vessel body thing, can you do me a constitution save?
Oh shit. No, come on. Constitution. Oh. Okay. So that's going to be 18.
Alrighty.
I don't know
Sec.
what I'm rolling against.
You're rolling against a 12.
Phew!
Alright.
But what was this thing? Was it trying to attack me?
It is basically, it's the soul itself. This is an angel's radiant, resilient, holy soul that is trying to return to its home in the heavens. You have to try very, very, very hard. Essentially, it's like a grapple check. But you could have gone mad if you'd rolled like a 2. You could have driven yourself insane trying to grab onto this soul.
Wow. Okay.
But you didn't, so it's fine. Yeah, you do manage. You feel like maybe the tiniest flicker, like maybe the size of your thumb, disappear up into the heavens before you can latch onto it and grab it. But you have the majority, like 97% of this angel's soul that you can harvest and take.
Does it count
You are not sure, but you have an inkling it might count as more than one.
It might count as what?
It might count as more than one, but you're not sure. Okay. Indy, you are up. And we will finish within about 10 minutes. Don't worry, those of you who do need to go to bed by this time.
So Indy's going to turn on the remaining angel. And she is going to do the same thing she did before. She is going to shout for Raphael's blessing on the attack, and she's going to attack.
Alrighty, roll it.
That would be a 23 to hit.
Okay, that will hit, but can you please roll it again with disadvantage? Because he is going to use one of his actions to try to throw out, like, blinding light from his eyes, so he, like, does that shriek again as a reaction to you attacking him.
So that's a 22 on the next roll.
That will still hit. Well, he tried. They
Indy's
tried.
Very, very hurt and filled with rage.
Quote of the day.
So, so that's the slashing damage. Grab these. Oh, yeah. It is that. Right.
Oops, sorry.
No, it's better than last time.
Even better than last time? What?
Oh, I rolled a 1 on the necrotic damage last time. So 6 plus level doubled plus 5. And let's just work out the slashing, which is so that's
Okay.
44 slashing and 29 times 2 is, oh, definitely not that. 58 necrotic.
Alrighty. How would you like to destroy this second angel?
She's just going to bury it directly up the spine with the axe. Just aiming dead center in the middle of its back.
Alright, with a huge rip, the wings are ripped right up the middle away from its spine. They fall to the ground and, like, turn into white ash and dust slowly. Gold drips down the angel's eyes from the front as it slumps backwards, taking part of your axe with it, and you have to haul it back out again. And as it hits the deck, feathers go fluttering upwards. This one is slowly turning into white dust as well. You are, for the moment, out of combat. Belgarath, you've got an hour on the anchor spell. But that means there's an hour until it can come back and rejoin combat. So for now, you are out of combat, having killed the second one.
Oh, Cass will probably try to get to the other soul as well, because
Okay.
she doesn't know she could go mad.
Okay, can you do me another constitution save?
Oh shit. This is going to be an important one, and it could go really badly. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh. This one is not that good.
What'd you get?
So it's 8 total.
I also got an 8.
Oh,
Kess, half of the soul rips itself free of your hands and flutters off into the atmosphere. You have half this angelic soul in your hands.
So I have 1.5 angelic souls, essentially?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. I will note that on my character sheet.
Cool.
But I guess I have to ask Sejalan about how much that counts.
About how much? What is the currency of skulls? Meanwhile, Indy has dropped to her knees on the deck and is sobbing, and her hair has turned dead white.
What? Wait, what happened to Indy? She Indy?
You're right.
Hey, get up.
What's gotten into you, Indy? You just murdered these abominations. You should be proud of yourself. Why are you sobbing?
Because it's not enough.
What? What do you mean it's not enough?
It's not enough to bring him back.
Bring who back?
She's just not going to respond at this point. She's just staring at the ashes.
We have the shard. We protected it. We are doing well. We will get it back to our file very soon. Aren't you happy?
Unless it returns him, no.
Who are you even talking about? Who are you talking about?
Someone they took from me.
Oh, then you should take revenge.
She looks up, cold, like her eyes are icy blue and cold. And why do you think I slew them both?
Oh, there is a third one still we can kill.
To be fair, I think we got a wait. Is it?
What was that, Garrett?
I says there is a third one, but I got plenty of time to wait. Wait is because
Yeah. This was what, 4 rounds? 5 rounds?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've
Which
got
would-
you've got at least
Got about an hour.
55 minutes of this hour left.
Like, they ain't coming back
Can we take
anytime
a
soon.
short rest?
A short rest is an hour, which would be just too long.
Well, it will take time for it to swim up and find us, so I think
Oh,
that will
true.
be a short rest.
Assuming it doesn't drown. Can angels drown?
Roll me an intelligence check.
Yeah, I'm not sure angels can drown.
Okay. More settings. Yeah, that's a 4 there, good buddy.
Well, I mean, it turned into an anchor, okay? So surely it must also drown.
It's an angel.
I mean, even to low intelligence, that doesn't make any kind of sense.
You're not sure. Is the best I can do for you there.
Fair enough.
You hope so.
Indy's gonna cast healing on herself while she's at it.
Rosie,
Yes.
seeing as I have that class ability that makes a long rest an hour, could I start a long rest?
Sure. Although, you do all notice, now you are out of combat, that the ship around you is filling with water, and
good.
most of the sailors have jumped off, and the prisoners are now scrambling out of the hold with the captain, looking around at the wreckage of the ship from the storm and the angels, and it is slowly starting to collapse and sink.
Now that ain't good.
Okay, in that case, I'm not gonna take a nap yet. I'm just gonna fly up.
Alright, well, because some of us have to finish now to go do various stuff, I will leave you on this beautiful cliffhanger of Indy in distress and the ship sinking. Which would be a really happy note for everyone who's away this week to come in on next time.
Okay, note to self, then, what I'm typing for next session.
Ah, okay.
So that I actually remember to do the thing.
Alright, that's my
Thank you,
game note.
Tuck, Pixie Lady.
Thank you, Pixie Lady. Awesome. Alrighty, well, I will leave you guys there on this sinking ship.
Dun, dun, dun.
So if you want to shout Tatty Bear to the recording, I will turn it off.
Tatty Bear.
Tatty Bear!
Tatty Bear!